Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. So starting this video off with very big updates coming from Big Ramy, our reigning two-time Olympia champion. And Big Ramy is honestly looking insane at 11 weeks out from this year's Mr. Olympia. Now, the scariest thing about Big Ramy is just look at the condition he seems to be in at 11 weeks out. Ramy looks like he's definitely going to bring his most condition and maybe his biggest package to the stage yet. Look at this side chest pose. It's hard to see anyone beating him in there in the upper body, and we already know Ramy has one of the best side legs in bodybuilding history. And once Big Ramy turns to the back, you can already see striations just popping out all throughout the back, you know, the lower back, even through the traps. And this rear leg spread is going to be so wide next to other guys on stage. And once again, something we never really talk about, but Jay Cutler always emphasizes, Ramy beats a lot of guys off width. Width definitely matters in bodybuilding. Ramy is looking the best in honestly every single update, and winter is coming, guys. When he hits his hands on hip, his waist just almost disappears. I think Big Ramy is going to bring his best package to date at this year's Olympia. You guys let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about these updates? And in the next update of the day, we get a recent physique update from the mutant Nick Walker himself. And it has been recently confirmed that Nick is back working with Matt Jansen. Him and Dom did not part on bad means at all. He stopped working with Dom about a week or two ago. And during Hurricane Ian, he really rekindled, I guess, his friendship with Matt. And they're going to be working together going into this year's Olympia, which makes me a lot more comfortable in Nick Walker's placing, taking nothing away from his former coach Dom at all. But in all honesty, when I've been looking at Nick Walker's recent updates, as you guys know, when he was at the MI40 gym, I was giving him a pass saying maybe the pictures were being taken at a bad angle. And this picture has been taken at the Revive gym. Now, even though Nick Walker has definitely brought the quads up this offseason, I do think they are still lacking behind his upper body. And I honestly believe that's one of the main reasons he plays behind Hunter Labrada. I believe Hunter Labrada has a better overall balance than Nick Walker. So he definitely still needs to bring the legs up a bit. And he's also posing them very weird, kind of like Nathan Diasha. Even though they have shorter legs, they're squatting down, which makes it look even more disproportional. But Nick Walker is great, man, taking nothing away from him at all. That's just something that I noticed. Switching over to Hunter Labrada, these are the most recent updates of him. And 11 weeks out, comparing Hunter to Nick, I definitely prefer Hunter Labrada in this most muscular shot. The only thing Nick Walker really has over him in this shot is the ab development. Now, I'm not saying that Hunter is going to beat Nick at this year's Mr. Olympia. I mean, you never know, guys. Anything can happen. But Hunter is definitely looking incredible, and he's probably going to be the biggest he's ever been at this year's Olympia. But the question is Hunter going to be able to nail his conditioning? And also, can he fix the issue of him coming in watery? And in the next update of the day, we get updates of Michal Krizo at 1 week out from the Amateur Olympia. Now, you guys let me know in the comment section below. If Krizo was 1 week out from a pro show, would this be good enough conditioning? And it's very possible that Krizo isn't coming in at 100%. Because once again, he's just trying to earn his pro card. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty easy for him to do. But honestly, this is probably the hardest I've seen him in the upper body. But the lower body could be a little bit harder. I'm excited to see Krizo hop on this stage, man, and hopefully he's able to get their pro card and earn a qualification to this year's Olympia. Now, as I was putting this video up, I did catch this update of good Vito. Vito is 5 weeks out of attempting to earn his pro card. Now, take a look at Vito's quads and the conditioning and compare them to the image we just saw of Michal Krizo. I think this guy's going to come in crazy condition, and I'm very excited to see him on stage. I really think he's going to nail it. Now, in the next update of the day, we get updates from the 7th best bodybuilder in the world, Iain Valliere. And Iain is looking massive going into this year's Olympia. This side chest may be one of his best poses, if not his best pose. And Iain is probably one of the most hated bodybuilders, man. Everyone says he's overrated. And people also say that Iain's physique lacks detail, but he basically just comes in big and conditioned, which is the Dorian Yates method to winning shows. And as Iain, Dorian, and countless other guys have shown us, just because a guy has a prettier shape, he can be outmassed and outconditioned. This is bodybuilding. Now, switching over to Hadi Choopan, he did put this up recently. And not sure if it's recent or not, Hadi actually looks like this would be closer to a competition. But you never know because Hadi is always so conditioned. But the only critique I would have, as usual with Hadi Choopan, he just needs more overall size. This is a great front double bicep, but is this going to be Big Ramy, you know, Brandon Currey? Is this going to be the new guys, Andrew Jack, you know, Samson Dowda? I'm pretty sure this isn't recent, but I still want to share it. If Hadi comes in bigger at this year's Mr. Olympia, I mean, who knows, guys? He could win it. Now, the next update of the day, we get recent updates from Sergio Oliva Jr. And Sergio is working very, very hard to get back to a bodybuilding stage. And I'm excited to see Sergio compete, man. A lot of people really count him out, said he really isn't focused on bodybuilding. He's just out in Dubai partying. But I think Sergio is going to make a very strong comeback whenever he hops back on stage. And switching over to Hassan Mostafa, these are the latest updates of him ahead of this year's Olympia. And this Olympia is going to be so competitive, guys. Just placing top 10 would be a great achievement. Think about it like this. Let's say everyone from the top 7 places in the top 7 once again. We have to add Samson Dowda, Derek Lunsford, and Andrew Jack. They could very well round out the top 10. And we still have great bodybuilders, you know, like Hassan, Antoine Vaillant. We also have Rafa Brandao, Charles Griffin, and countless others. But I'm interested to know, how do you guys think Hassan is going to place it this year as Mr. Olympia? You know, can he crack the top 10? Now, switching over to 212, we get a recent update of Lucas Coelho, who is one of the hardest working guys in this division. Now, similar to what I said about the open class, 212 is going to be very, very competitive. Most people have it as Sean Clarita, you know, Kamal El-Gardner and Keon Pearson battling it out. But after that, a lot of these guys are very close. You know, we have Lucas, we have Kerr Bajo. Do not forget about Ping Young Long. We have a lot of very good guys in the 212 division. And I believe it's going to be a scrap there, you know, for the 5th and 6th place position. Maybe even the whole top 10 in 212 is going to be very competitive. But I'm excited to see this year's Olympia in every single division. And for some reason, 212 still isn't really talked about a lot. I don't really understand why these are some of the most conditioned and some of the most consistent bodybuilders we have. But Lucas looks incredible, man. I'm kind of just ranting off. And switching over to Classic Physique, we get recent updates of Fabian Mayr. And Fabian actually won 2 pro shows this year. Now, I'm pretty sure he wants to improve on that 8th place placing from last year. And Fabian is a great competitor, man. Really big guy, has a great back, always comes in crazy condition. The only thing I think that holds him back is he doesn't have the smallest midsection in comparison to some of the other guys he's competing against. And that wouldn't be too much of a big deal in open, but in Classic Physique, their waistline really matters. But I do think Fabian can improve on that 8th place placing from last year. He's definitely improved. Now, switching over to Neil Currey, who is a Classic Physique guy who's been putting out a lot of updates lately. And I'm very excited to see Neil at this year's Olympia. Another guy that comes in very, very conditioned, also a very good poser. Look at the proportions, guys. The quad sweep is insane. Actually, a lot of people were commenting under some of his posts and saying that they were photoshopped because the quads look so incredible. I can't confirm nor deny if the pictures are photoshopped, but Neil does look incredible. And I almost forgot to fit this into today's video. Marc Hector did jump into this weekend's France Pro, so I do think he's going to be a front runner in this show as well as Patrick Johnson. Now, to my knowledge, James Hollingshead did pull out of this show. He did say that he was very satisfied with his last showing, and he knows he's a guy that needs a little bit of time in between shows, and he only wants to improve on his physique. But enough of James Hollingshead. I'm excited to see Marc Hector at this show. James had a great showing at the Arnold as well. Now, ending this video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below which legendary bodybuilder is this. As always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. Haven't uploaded in a couple of days. There isn't too much news going around in the bodybuilding world, but hopefully this video was interesting. I'm Krishan from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.